We're back out here at the big lake once again, and today we're talking about this simple little trick that I do to a lot of my baits that cause those bass to just destroy them. What am I talking about? Well, you'll have to stick around to find out. There we go, I got him. He hit it like a ton of bricks. He hit it like a ton of bricks. And here is this video's featured comment. Congratulations! If you would like to have a chance to have your comment featured in an upcoming video, all you've got to do is leave a comment. And now, on with the video. Now don't forget to watch this video 100% of the way through, because somewhere near the beginning, near the end, I'm not saying, I will be announcing the winner of the Custom Jigs prize pack. And what a great prize pack it is. You can see it here. It's got some zoom worms. It's got some custom jigs, some Bitsy Bug, swim jigs, football jigs. I really tried to go all out to give the winner something really special. So stick around for that. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. And as anglers, when we head out to the water, we're looking for any little advantage that we can find, no matter how small, aren't we? Anything that can put us on more bites, on better bites, those are the tips and tricks that we are looking for. And I'm no exception, but I will be the first one to tell you there's no such thing as a magic bait. It doesn't exist. There's not one single thing that you can go out and throw and catch fish every single time you go fishing. That's what we call unobtainium. It does not exist. But there are things that we can do that can consistently improve our odds each and every single time. And the more we do it, the better at it we get, right? That's the beauty of fishing. We get to do it more and more and more, and we get better and better and better at it. And hopefully some of the things that I share with you will help you out, because I'll be honest, I take it very, very personally. When someone leaves a comment telling me that the tips that I give help them out, I'm very happy about that. I take it extremely personally. When somebody tells me that they used my tips on the water and they got skunked, that bums me out. I really don't want to see that. I don't want to see anybody get skunked. So again, I take it very personally. So I try to make sure that I give you the best information that I can, because it's my reputation on the line. I don't want to come across as clickbaity. So whenever I'm talking about these things, no matter what I'm saying, I'm trying to make sure that they're true, they're factual, and you can put them to the test. Now, whenever I go fishing, what I'm trying to do is I'm being very analytical. I collect data. A lot of guys don't do that when they fish. That's how I do it. They consider it very boring. But I make spreadsheets. I put things in the column such as conditions, water temperature, lake pressure, things like that, and what type of baits I was fishing under those conditions, and whether they were successful and whether they weren't. And I compile these into data points so I have them for future reference. Now, if I get enough likes on this video, if you guys blow up those likes, I will make my spreadsheets available to you for everyone to download. So we'll make it just that easy. I'll put it up on Google Docs or something like that, and everybody can download it. But you got to hit that like button, blow the likes up on this video, and that's something that I will do. I'll make all my data points accessible to everyone. But that's not why you came here today, is it? No, you came here today because you want to know my tips, my tricks to make those bass destroy my bait, because that's what I promised. And that's what I'm going to try to deliver. And it's so simple. Chances are you may have even heard other anglers such as Matt Steffen talk about something similar. But me being me, I take things in a whole different direction. What am I talking about? Well, whenever you have something that's got some flash on it, like this underspin here. Now, if you can tell what I've done with this blade, I've taken a Sharpie and I've colored it in. I just blackened it in with the Sharpie, nothing major. If I want to wipe it off, I can wipe it off later. But what this does is it virtually eliminates the flash underwater, which, as we've talked about before, on the wrong situations can really be off-putting to those bass, especially on super sunny days. And, you know, some days you'll have it with being really sunny and you'll have some wind blowing, you'll get some wave action. You'll want to throw something like an underspin. It's a great choice under those situations. Very effective. But You might not want a lot of flash. You may want the thump. You may want that thump. You may want that attractiveness. You may want that vibration in the water, but you may not want the flash. So what do? Well, take a Sharpie and color it in. No big deal. It is exceptionally, exceptionally effective. And you've heard me talk about doing it with my bladed jigs. You know, here I've got a thunder cricket, a white thunder cricket. And even though it's white, I don't know how well it's showing up on the camera, but I've taken a Sharpie and I have colored it in. Now it's still shiny. Don't get me wrong. It is still shiny, but it doesn't have that really bright flickery flash under the water, and you can really tell the difference when you're fishing it. It dulls that shine down. And like I said, even though I'm fishing something that's white, something that's very bold, especially in clear water, I want to dull that down because I'm already doing a very visual presentation with the white. I'm already doing a very audible presentation with the thump on that blade. I don't want to overdo it. So like I said, I'm taking a marker, I'm taking a Sharpie, and we're coloring that in. Now, I like to buy baits that have already thought of that for me. Again, we've got a 3/8 ounce Thunder Cricket, and as you can see, that blade is flat brown. There's some red spots on there, but we've got a rust brown that I've got paired up with a trailer that I made, you know, and just a regular flat brown. It's flat on both sides, just a regular dull blade, and it still has plenty of thump. It still has a lot of thump. And this thing right here was the deal for me today. This was the ticket. You know, this is what those fish wanted to bite. Even though we had some sun, we had some wind, we had some clear water, we had some current, but they didn't want the flash. They wanted something that was more muted and more dull. That's a big old gunk of slop right there with a bass attached to it. All right. Oops. On the we got him good. So let me go ahead and free you up here, buddy. No, there we go. Let me see. Oops, hang on. Let me get where I can set my rod down. Everybody can take a look at you. Nice little 1.25 pound bass right there. Got him on the brown Thunder Cricket, Strike King Thunder Cricket, with that matte blade. Let's see if we can't get another one. That's a really nice fish. All right, buddy. Appreciate it. So don't be afraid to eliminate the shine. As we've said before, you don't need to carpet bomb those bass's senses. Start easy. As I've said a million times, start like a ninja and ratchet it up there until you find that happy place, until you find that spot where those bass are just destroying those baits. And I even take that a step further to where it applies to my bullet weights too. If I can have a dull bullet weight, if I can have one that's painted black or painted green or painted blue or whatever, I don't want a lead one. I want one that's going to be black, and I want one that's going to be dark and unassuming. That way, whenever I throw this worm, which is just a brown worm that I make, you guys know this by now. You guys have seen me do this a million times, but you may not have paid attention to this weight and why I use this weight. I use these black weights on purpose, and not just a 1/4 ounce bullet weight. I have these in 3/8, I have these in 1/16, I have these all the way up to 3/4 and 1 ounce bullet weights that I use for flipping, pitching, and punching. I want that weight to not stand out. Even if it's, you know, not pegged, even if it's sliding up and down on the string, I don't want it to stand out. And I promise you that draws those fish in, because there's no red flags. What causes a bass to hesitate? What causes a bass to not want to bite your bait? Red flags, right? So we want to eliminate as many red flags from your presentation as we possibly can. We don't want that bass to question, especially if we're fishing really clear water, if we're fishing gin clear water, and that bass can get a really good look at your bait. You don't want there to be any red flags. You don't want that bass to question any way, shape, or form what that is. You just want it to strike. You want it to either eat it or you want to have a reaction strike. You want that bass to commit. And dulling down the shine, I'm telling you, dulling down the shine on a lot of your baits is a great way to do that. It has really activated those bass, and it works here in a lake that's highly pressured, that's super clear, that's full of vegetation. I mean, it's one of the toughest places to fish. Fishing in the big lake is like fishing on hard mode. I know a lot of guys who don't like to fish here simply because it can be a real drag, a real grind to try to catch fish. But if you're willing to put in the effort and if you're willing to do the hard things, well, then on the easy days, those bass are just literally jumping in the boat. And now it's time to reveal the winner of the hashtag Custom Jigs contest. But before we do, I want to thank each and every one of you that entered. The response was way more than I could have ever anticipated. So thank you so much. And with the responses that we were getting, I was so blown away. I will certainly do more giveaways like this in the future. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go to a random comment picker and just cycle through the comments and let it pick a winner. And here it is. Congratulations to our winner. I will leave a comment on your comment and we will go from there, where I will get your contact information and we can get that prize pack sent out to you as soon as possible. So there you have it. That little silly trick, coloring in my blades, dulling down that shine. I promise you, it will not only get you more bites, it will get you some of the biggest bites you've ever had, because it removes all doubt that those bass want to commit to biting that lure. And as anglers, that is the number one thing that we always want to do when we're out on the lake. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.